Hi, this is Not a Very Good Hunting Channel. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at a new set of bibs I picked up. This is the knockoff version of the Boreal Aerolite Bibs. So, we'll take a look at that and, yeah, let you know my first impressions. So, stick around. Okay, well, like I said earlier, this is a pair of bibs from a company called Ainfad, and this is their version of the Sitka Boreal Aerolite pants. So these are the really extreme cold weather bibs. So, yeah, they retail on AliExpress for like $160. Shipped, it was under 200. So I picked up these just because I needed a warmer pair of bibs for like late season field hunting, for like Canada geese and duck or whatever shows up. Mostly for Canada geese, like in cornfields and stuff like that. I have an old set. Pardon me, I'm still getting over a cold. I have an old set of, I think they're like Rocky brand or something like that. But they're getting worn out, and I was looking at maybe, upgrading to like an actual Sitka Boreal pants, but they're like $1,000. So up here in Canada, anyways. I know with the friends and family discount, you can get them, sometimes for like 40% off. But again, that's only with the Sitka website, and because of that, that means taxes and brokerage fees and stuff. Once it gets up to Canada, it eats away most of that discount. So, instead of $1,000, you're looking at $700 or $800. So, again, that's a lot of money. And considering I don't do much field hunting, compared to hopefully hunting them out of a boat, I didn't really want to invest in something that much for something I'm going to use, a handful of times at the most each year. So I found these from Ainfad. They call them the Boreal as well. So, but yeah. So compared to the Boreal bibs, which I don't have a pair to compare to, so I'm just going off of Sitka's website and stuff like that, and pictures I've seen online. So this is pretty similar. I have a Traverse hoodie here. Now obviously the fabric is different, so I'm not expecting the print to be the same. It's a little bit brighter. Well, I guess I have the Boreal hat, and if you compare the two, this light is not great. In daylight, it's a little bit easier to spot the differences. But you can see like the grid is a little bit different. Actually, that chunk there is pretty close. It's very, 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 very similar. Now the actual fabric is just on the back end. So the fabric feels similar compared to the like the genuine Sitka Boreal beanie. Oh geez, I'm right on the mic. Sorry about that. So the Boreal beanie fabric is very, very, very similar. It might be slightly thicker, like feeling, like it's hard to describe, but it seems like this top layer might be slightly thinner to the feel than this. This feels more stiff. The Sitka Boreal hat. Now again, I could be wrong. The Boreal bibs from Sitka might not even be made of this material, so I'm comparing two different things. But between this and the GTX gloves that I have, they're pretty similar. This feels a little bit lighter than this now that I'm getting down to it. And same thing, this feels, the neck gaiter material is a lighter material than the hat. So I'm not sure, well, probably because they got to make this softer, so they might have used a different material than the shell for this. As well, comparing it to stash up Hudson jacket. So this is Sitka's Hudson, and now I asked online on a couple forums, and it's confirmed that the Hudson shell is not the same as a Boreal shell. So this fabric is not a good comparison to see how the quality is of the knockoff compared to the Sitka version. But I know the Hudson, I don't know if you can see, it doesn't really show. The Hudson is a darker print. Like, it doesn't have a, I guess, a shine or a sheen to it like this does. Now this is brand new. The Hudson is used. I bought it used. It's still in like really, really good shape. It's barely been worn, or at least it looks like it anyways. And again, if that's confirmed that that's a different material than the Boreal, the Boreal might, comparing it not to this, but comparing it to Sitka's other lineup of waterfowl gear, the pattern might be brighter or duller compared to that. So I'm just going by what I'm using it with. I pair this with the Hudson, and the Hudson is a bit darker in comparison to this. But again, maybe after a few washes and being out in the field and getting the mud and stuff like that on it, it might dull in color. It might not, but I mean, when I'm hunting in the field, I'm crouched down in a blind chair in behind the corn, so it's not that it's going to be totally standing out in a difference in contrast to the Hudson jacket. But with all that, sorry for all the blabbing on, getting to the material stuff, it feels like a good solid, like a snow pant type material. It's their version of Gore-Tex, which is the EPTFE or whatever it is. Again, I don't know the acronym off by heart. I'll put it up. But it's a version of Gore-Tex, so it's breathable but also waterproof. I know from looking online, the Boreal has, the Sitka official Boreal has like reinforcement, dark reinforcement in the knees. This doesn't feel like there's much in the way of reinforcement, like a ripstop or something like that. It just feels like it's another layer of the same material. It's got giant pockets on the legs, like the Boreal. So you could probably fit like a box of shells in there if you wanted to, or whatever you put in there. The pockets don't feel as sturdy, like it's just a regular pocket. I can't see if the the stitching doesn't look overly reinforced or anything like that, so I wouldn't put too much stuff in those pockets. As far as the pants go, with the pant leg, sorry, it's got the full zip sides, so you can open them right up. They also have snaps at the cuffs. They just have the one, so you can't really adjust it one way or another. So it's got a full leg zip. Take a look at the zipper. It's got the like this heat tape flap on top of it, kind of thing. So it goes up to double zipper. So you can open it from the top or the bottom, and it goes about 10 inches from the waistband. You can open it right up. So they use Thinsulate, not Primaloft like Sitka does. But I had this out just walking around at my place. I want to say it was like -8, -10, something like that. It was in early January, and just walk around. But what I did do is that was just walking around. I didn't have time to like sit for hours or anything like that to just see how warm they are. But they're warm pants. It's like it's like a nice what's this one called? That's the marsh. So it's like a nice marsh colored pair of snow pants. So I'm not really worried about noise. These are noisy. It's like a pair of snow pants. But they're fairly light, and they pack down really good. Or really well, anyways, I should say. Now, earlier on, we had a thaw, and it was like +2 or something like that, and stuff was starting to melt. So what I decided to do is I threw these on. I went and sat in a puddle near my shed, and I was sitting down. Now the back of them, again, like the genuine Sitkas, they have a big panel back here that's like a reinforced ripstop type panel. These have what feels like ripstop as well. It's a much thicker piece of fabric compared to the rest of it and the pockets and all that stuff. This is much thicker, so they reinforce the back end, and it looks like it's roughly the same area compared to the photos of the Boreal. It covers roughly the same surface area of reinforcement, so they did a good job on that. And as I was saying, I just had the opportunity with that thaw to just sit down in a puddle for, I'd say 15-20 minutes. It's just I was putting water over top of me, not just the seat of it, put on the legs. Now they're brand new, so whatever coating they have on it helped dissipate the water. But the part that I was just sitting in a puddle didn't get wet. It didn't soak through. Now again, it was only 15-20 minutes at the most, but it's considering I'd be sitting in a chair most of the time, I'm perfectly fine with that. Now I'll have to try it out where it's actually raining and stuff like that, simply because that's, if I'm sitting out in a field for 3 hours with it pouring rain, then that's when I'm going to need it to be waterproof. So the verdict is still out on that. But again, I don't hunt fields very much, and when I do, it's usually not raining. It's going to be colder, so it'll probably be snow, and these will be perfectly fine for snow. So, as far as the other features, it has a similar type of suspenders. Now these don't have. Okay, so putting them on and off, like you can adjust them, but you can also take these right off if you want. You can't take them off the back, unfortunately, but you can take the fronts off. It has the sliding adjustments, so you. That's right here. So you open that clip, and then adjust wherever you want, and then close it back up, and it holds it tight. So they work pretty good. So I'm happy with that. It also rises up in the back. So, if you're bending down to set up decoys and stuff like that, you have some coverage for your kidneys and stuff in the back. It's not super high, but anyways. So again, I wear large in most stuff of Sitka, but because I knew I'm probably going to be layering, and I didn't want anything to be kind of too tight so that I couldn't layer with this unknown sizing, I just went for an XL, so an extra large on these ones, and they are a little bit baggy on me. Like if I was to just wear a pair of merino bottoms and that's it, they're kind of baggy. I have fairly big boot calves or cuffs or whatever they are for the boot. The leg of the boot is fairly big, so the cuff of the leg of the pants don't drag in the mud or anything like that. I mean, maybe if it's deep mud, it'll go down, but I'm not walking on the back of these or stepping on the back of the pant legs. So that's nice enough that it gives me a lot of movement. I probably could get away with a large, but I mean, I already have these, so I'm not going to spend any more money to get a perfect fit or whatever. So keep that in mind if you do go on AliExpress and you take a look for these. I find that they're slightly small in some things with the like the jacket and stuff like that, like the incinerator jacket that I got, but it's still a very good product. I'm very, very impressed. I'm sure they obviously have to cut corners, right? So I think the stitching in the pockets is probably not as sturdy. I'm going back comparing it to other Sitka products, so I don't know, maybe the Boreal pants from Sitka just have the single, normal stitch from a normal pair of pants. I don't know. But yeah, all in all, pretty impressed with them, and time will tell how the waterproofing is. But for people who don't want to spend $1,000 to get a matching pair of pants to go with their jacket, I think these are pretty good. Time will tell, but for the little amount of time I had, I know that they're warm, and if you're sitting in a puddle, they kept me dry. So yeah, I think that's about wraps it up. So hopefully, as always, you guys are out there enjoying the outdoors and looking forward to your next hunting season. So thanks for watching, and have a good one, guys.
Mm-hmm.